Okay, here we are in the Florida Panhandle in a beautiful crystal clear creek. Look, we got Chamaecyparis thioides Atlantic white cedar. All right, one of two species in the genus Chamaecyparis in North America. The other one's Lawsoniana. And we're going to go check out a pitcher plant population. Look, you got, is that an old cedar log or what? Fuck. Oh, it's cold. It's chilly. Look at that Cupressaceae of the family on it. You got that... You got that fibrous bark. Cladium is the genus here in the Cyperaceae. These cattail looking things. Look at this beautiful, holy shit. This is nice. Look at this. Nyssa biflora, one of the tupelos. Nyssaceae is the family. Cornelius is the order. Look at those. Look at it. Look at the form on it. A buttress. Just forming a little island. Okay, it gets a little bit steeper there. Look, Louie's doing a good job of swimming over there, swimming upstream.
There's a little nymphaea in blue.
Oh, it's cold. Woo! Look at it, and there we go. Sarracenia leucophylla. All right, look at those. Look at that nice set of pitcher plants over there.
Beautiful.
Look at this, Nymphaea odorata, protogynous, like so many basal angiosperms, so many early branching lineages. You could call it a living fossil if you want. That's not really adequate. Okay, it's a little bit more complex than that, but you know, it is near the base of the angiosperm family tree. Protogynous at first, they're female first, trapping the beetles in there, and then they open up, and you have all those stamens, those laminar stamens, right there, forming that little flower. All right, and then once the ovaries pollinated, the whole thing sinks and the fruit matures underwater. And there we go. There's Aurantium aquaticum. See that little purple thing looking up? Looks like a dog penis, and those glaucous leaves. Aroid family Araceae. All right, that's the spadix. It's a type of inflorescence specific to the family Araceae, the aroid family. This is nice. I always love looking at the aquatic grasses, aquatic graminoids. Eleochris elongata. Look at how it's moving in the water like that. All right, almost like fire, like watching a flame. Could sit there looking at it for hours. You go to San Marcos River in Texas, they got an endangered and native grass that does the same thing. Very charismatic to just watch for a few minutes, you know, in a swift moving current and what the shit. Look at Nyssa. So mesmerizing. Put that as a moving screensaver on your PC. You know, so when you're at work and you feel like killing yourself, you got a little moment to zen. There's so few places like this left in the world. There's that Sarracenia leucophylla. You can see those tall pitcher plants about 3 feet tall. Those little white dots on the end are, of course, just the window cells. So their evolutionary intent is to lead the insects that get trapped in there away from the true opening of the flower. Have them crawling back towards the flower, and then, of course, avoiding the true exit. And you also got those little downward pointing hairs that help keep them trapped in there. Trapped in those tubes. Look, you got the Chamaecyparis right there, too. Chamaecyparis thioides. That goes on up into Maine. And even southeastern Canada, I believe. What the shit is this? It's a bizarre looking little caterpillar on this Morella cerifera. Miraceae, the wax myrtle family. In the order of oaks, Phagales. And again with the nitrogen fixing bacteria. The actinomycete bacteria in the roots order. Look, you can see this Eleochris. This sedge is holding this little stream bank together. It's pretty deep over there. It's like 10 feet, maybe 8 feet. I don't know. It's been up to my chest when I came through there. And that all over there, another graminoid is Areocolon, is the genus Areocalaceae, order of grasses Poales. There you go. See, there's a nice intact inflorescence on that Aurantium aquaticum, that aroid. You got flies crawling on it right now. So staminate flies, it's hard to tell, but the staminate flowers are like the top 80% of that spadix, and the female flowers are the bottom 20. And then the fruit, when it matures, here's a good one. The fruit, when it matures, is right there. See that? Not quite mature yet, maybe a little bit. So you just get these little fruits that come off that spadix. See that? But you can clearly see female down below, male up top. And look at that, a really robust population of Sarracenia leucophylla. And there's the flower right there. See that? That bright red. Look at it. Right, really weird flower morphology. Of course, you got those sepals, and then you've got those petals, and then the whole disc in the center is just a style. See that? That's just the style. That's the female part of the flower. The stigma, where the pollen goes, is at the end of those green style lobes. And the anthers are in there. See that? So bugs got to crawl in there, past those style lobes at the top of that green part right there. Go in there, dance around, get pollen all over it and what the shit, and then come out via this little trap door that this petal creates. This little hinged door over that notch and that arch in the style lobes. And of course, what they're doing is just trying to get nitrogen. See, look at that. Look at the architecture of that. That thing's perfect. Look at the frills, the curves, the red veins, and of course that lip, which secretes nectar and gets them to fall in there into that. Let's see who we got in there right now. We got anybody in there? No, nobody in there right now. Empty. It's got to warm up. Still pretty early in the season, but you can see those hairs pointing down that act like little barbs, keeping the insects from climbing out. You know, the water's actually not too cold. You adjust to it. Look at that plant community. Nymphaea odorata, Aurantium aquaticum, Sarracenia leucophylla, Chamaecyparis dioides in the background, Morella and Cliftonia from Cyrolaceae on the banks. Nice turkey vulture cruising up ahead. You just hear the wind cruising through those pine needles. It's so pleasant. Look at that. What's he doing over there? You see these little water skippers? They've been everywhere. There's a bunch over there, too. They're cute little bastards. Yeah, check out how big and conspicuous those flowers are. Size of a baseball. God, I just had a little crayfish playing footsie with me. Kind of startled me. Anyway, this is a rare one, Morella inodora. All right, another wax myrtle, formerly in the genus Myrica. That wax myrtle family, Myricaceae, you know, the one I'm always talking about, does the nitrogen fixation bacteria thing, you know, with the actinomycete bacteria. Not the rhizobium, the ones that peas use. But anyway, you could see this pretty weird. I didn't know there was so much diversity in this family, let alone this genus down here in the southeast. But you could see it's just growing right above this somewhat swift-moving creek with its feet in the water. Not in flower or fruit. Wish I could show it to you, but look at those. Look at that new growth coming out right there. Oh, that's nice. The leaf shape, too. Look at how it tapers at the base. Like a little spatula. Look at how the Chamaecyparis dioides roots have created this lovely little stream bank, holding it together. But check this out. Drosera intermedia, another carnivore, just growing right on the banks. There's a little seedling Chamaecyparis right there. Look how long those leaves are. All right, secreting the quote-unquote honeydew just with those glandular trichomes to get insects stuck to them to compensate for the low availability of nitrogen in these acidic soils. These sandy acidic soils. So that's where we were down there in that creek, and right here you got a sandy upland, the sandy drier upland with the Serenoa repens and the Pinus palustris. Look at how large some of these cones are. See that? Look at that massive Chamaecyparis. These are big. Those quote-unquote cedars, which are just members of the redwood family, get actually pretty big. So this comprises two of the main habitat types here. The inundated, wet, acidic, not really boggy areas because it's moving. It's, you know, a moving current. And then the sandy, more arid adapted, where you're going to find more of the hairy plants with hairs on them because they're adapted to that sandy soil and the drier conditions. Okay? So the sandy uplands and the wet acidic bottomlands. Two of the main habitat types here in the Florida Panhandle. And here's a great indicator of a drier, more upland site. Conradina canescens. Okay? It's a native member of the rosemary family, Lamiaceae. Get those bilaterally symmetrical flowers. See those 4 stamens in the back right there. In the back of that flower, in that little hood. Look at all the hairs all over this thing too. See? Adapted to the full exposure to the sun, the drier conditions, and it smells extremely fragrant too. I wish more people in Florida were planting this. It needs full sun. It likes sand, but I think it'll grow in places, you know, that aren't as sandy, as long as it's got the full sun. And definitely don't need to water it. And look at those flowers. God, it just smells so fragrant. Ah, it's speckled. 3 petals fused into a lower lip, 2 petals fused into that hood. So 7 species of Sarracenia in the Florida Panhandle and numerous hybrids because they all bang each other. This is probably my favorite, though. I mean, they're all pretty spectacular, but Leucophylla is really something else. You know, the round thing. Look at all the Nymphea, too. Right. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Have a good rest of your afternoon, morning, whatever. Shit, go fuck yourself. Bye.